owner-operator, requirement for the company to be actively engaged in day-to-day business. How to deal with this. Hello my dear friends, before we proceed further, just a quick reminder, if you would like us to assess your chances for successful immigration to Canada, click on the link cictv.ca/go, fill up your very basic profile. One of our experts would be in direct touch with you, would look at your profile and help you to determine the best pathway for immigration to Canada. Now, speaking about an owner-operator, if there is something this COVID situation has taught us is that there should be plan B. There should be plan B in terms of provincial immigration. There should be plan B in terms of studies. There should be plan B in terms of finding an employer. And what could work better than having or creating this employment for yourself? In other words, owner-operator, opening a company in Canada, which will in turn invite you as an owner, as a director, as the key specialist, depends on your particular situation, right, to come to Canada, either to work in your own company or even better than that, right, to immigrate directly to Canada. Now, speaking about requirements, because we spoke about owner-operator multiple times before, we were talking about basic requirements, we were talking about how owner-operator works in general terms. Now, a bit of specifics in here. One of the requirements for labor market impact assessment, which will inevitably be required if you're looking to be hired by your own company, is to demonstrate that the company is an active business in Canada, that the company is being run on a day-to-day basis, right? And the company is actively engaged in business. What does it actually mean? Because say for IT specialists, right, for those specialists who can work remotely, is typically an easy thing, right? So you are working remotely, you're self-employed, right? You could simply direct your customers towards a Canadian billing center. So say you're providing IT services, now you're opening a company in Canada and you're simply starting to bill your own customers, right, by Canadian entities. So you could demonstrate that the company is in fact having clients, the company is in fact being actively involved in day-to-day operations, and the company in fact is generating some profit. But what if it's not your case? What if you're not able to work remotely, right? What if you're not in IT, right? Because owner-operator, for example, it works for multiple occasions, right? It could be a dentistry clinic, it could be whatever you could imagine, right? Now, how could you demonstrate that the company is an active business if, for example, you don't have clients yet? Well, first and foremost, right, the company has to have an office. Despite the fact that COVID again taught us that we can, almost all of us can work remotely, still we have to have an office. It could be a virtual office, it could be a part-time office. There are multiple options available on the table, but it still could be an office, right? And as soon as the company is incorporated, as soon as we are starting to crystallize this whole idea of owner-operator, typically we are recommending our clients to sign an agreement with the company providing those offices. It again could be a remote office, it could be a virtual office, it could be just a mailing address, it could be an actual physical office, but it should be there, right? Next thing, the company might have employees. Well, apart from the director, apart from you, right, the company ideally would have at least one person employed before applying for LMIA, right? And when I'm saying employed, it has to be full-time employment, right? Not a contractor, an employee, right? So in these terms, it might be a secretary, it might be one of the key employees, say a software developer, it could be for example a key engineer, right, and on and on. Situations are different, but again, ideally we would have to have like one employee. We might have subcontractors or partners, and ideally like companies which are able to issue a letter, a statement that they are looking to partner with us, but at this particular stage, right, they're not able to place an order yet, right? For example, as soon as your production line has started and it's working in full capacity, we would place an order for X number of units, whatever your manufacturing site is producing. That could work as well. You might have an agreement with a marketing company in Canada, right, to advertise your products. Well, that could work as well, because that demonstrates seriousness of intent for the company to be operated. You might as well have, for example, an agreement with suppliers to supply X number of raw products to you, right? Which you would be later on using for production of whatever goods and services your company would be generating. Next thing, taxes. Well, not necessarily your company is mature enough and has been in operation for a year prior to your application, which is not always the case, right? But say you were remotely working for a year, right? So the company has been operating in Canada for a year, right? The taxable period has ended and the company is about to file taxes. So the fact that the company has filed taxes after the first year of existence, right, might be and will be taken into consideration by immigration authorities and by Human Resources and Development Canada when they're making their decision on your LMIA application. What else? A website, right? Like, as simple as it may sound, the fact alone that you have a website will be helping to just to pile up all other facts, right, with respect to your application for LMIA, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that if you have a website, right, in Virtual Office, that would be sufficient enough. Each case is different, but at the end of the day, if it is a Virtual Office, if we do have an employee, if we do have, for example, partners and contractors, suppliers and on, right, if we do have a website, that all creates a picture that the company indeed is operational, right, and that could help a lot. What else? Cash flow, right? Not necessarily it would be a positive cash flow, but again, the company has been doing something, the company might be spending money, the company might be earning money, the company might be spending money on production, on purchasing goods and services and on, right? So the fact that the company has this cash flow, right, will be used in favor of you and will be considered in favor of your application for LMIAs, which could later on be transformed, right, for your work visa or be transformed in your immigration depending on your particular circumstances. If you are in need of professional assistance with this owner-operator pathway, if you're looking forward to understand how to work properly with Immigration to Canada, click on the link again, cactv.ca/go. We would be able to look at your profile and help you out to determine the best pathway for Immigration to Canada. Stay tuned with us, subscribe for the channel.